Hi, it's Emily or Emmy Rose 22A, and I am back with Flosstube episode 2. Today is Sunday, August 6th, 2023. It's been about 3 months since I've recorded my first Flosstube. I meant to come back and I kept meaning to come back and it just didn't happen, and it felt overwhelming and everything, and so I just decided I would show my FFOs and what I'm currently working on, my plans for August, and that would be that. Instead of trying to figure out everything I've done in the last 3 months. That's, for me, is just too much. You'll see it all eventually, I'm sure, as I finish things, like fully finish things and whatnot. I just want to say welcome back to my current subscribers, and welcome if you're new to my channel. I guess using the tag Flosstube showed me to a lot more people. My first Flosstube episode had way more views than any video I've ever done, and I've gotten way more subscribers than I've ever had. So I think maybe that was a little overwhelming too, having a larger audience watching. It's really exciting and awesome, and I'm glad that you're all here and that you want to see what I'm up to. I love Flosstube. I love watching Flosstubes. It's so fun to see what everybody else is doing. So much inspiration, so much I just love seeing what everybody else is stitching. Even if it's not something I want to stitch, I still love seeing it. And it's almost like maybe like stitching vicariously through others. Some of the things, I won't have time to get to everything that I want to do. And my taste might change, so I may not want to do them by the time I get to them. But it's still so much fun to see what everybody else is up to, and it's a fun sense of community. I have not found my stitchy people yet. So I still just kind of stitch on my own and watch from the sidelines, and that's fine. I'm pretty introverted myself, so it's okay for me for now. So I'll just share what I've done. I have some FFOs, which are fully finished objects, and then I have some, I guess I do I have any? Oh, I do have a couple of FOs, finished objects, that I have in with my other things. Some works in progress. And then I think I have one new start in here because that's kind of in my plans for August. So we'll do FFOs, and then I'll just kind of go through my project bags and show you what I've got going on, and we'll talk plans for August, even though it's the 6th. But that's okay. I've started my plans for August, and I'm doing great at them. So let's hope I can keep going. Okay, so my first finish was for my daughter, and this is You Are My Sunshine. And this is a pattern from A Little Patience XS on Etsy. And I did a floss conversion. I stitched this on, just one sec, I've got my notes over here on my computer, so I do need to, I guess I should switch sides so I can look. Let's see. Oh, there it was. Sorry. I stitched this on 18 count Stormy Clouds Aida. I don't know if you can see the little bit. Yeah, you can see some of the gray swirls in there. I thought that was fun for the You Are My Sunshine. And I did a conversion with some variegated DMCs that I had in my stash. It'll be down in the description box what colors I used. I knew I wanted this to be on some kind of rainbow fabric, so I just looked on the internet and found this fabric. I think it's an out of print, like it's not a current fabric. I found it on an Etsy site. My box I found at Hobby Lobby, it was on clearance. It was like a baby thing. I think there's a onesie with a little saying on the back there. I did some, this is sparkly rickrack on the back. It's just the drits in the package that you get at the store. I'm new to finishing. This is my first fully finished object for cross stitch that I've done. and I've watched lots of tutorials. Everything went well. It took time because it was my first time and I did not have the supplies I needed. I probably have 20 or 30 spools of ribbon in my stash, but none of them worked. I only have like 2 kinds of rickrack. None of them worked. So, then I think the ribbons came from either Michael's or Walmart. I went to both to looking. So, but I'm super happy with how it came out. It just stands on her dresser right now. It does have a hanger mabobber on the back, so we can hang it on the wall at some point if she wants. She really likes it. I gave this to her for her preschool graduation. They sang "You Are My Sunshine" and they did the cute little actions with it. So that's why I decided I wanted to do this one for her. And I'm super happy with how it came out, and I love my finish. I love these rainbows with the cloudy sky and the happy rainbows. So super happy with my very first finish. Sit that over there so it doesn't. My second finish was a gift for my sister. Let's pull this back. There we go. And this is Shimanchu Rabbit by Laura Chieko of Tarsier Stitches. And I stitched this one on 16 count Aida by Picture This Plus in Havisham. It is a yellow with a little bit of purple modeling, a very pale yellow with a little bit of purple modeling. The Shimanchu rabbit is like, Shimanchu is the region off Japan where Okinawa is, the archipelago of islands that are down there. That region is, she says now, is known as, they call themselves Shimanchu. And so it's 2023 is the year of the rabbit. So that's what this is from. The coloring are from the colors that she chose are traditional, used in traditional bingara is the Japanese dyeing technique that's traditionally used in the Shimanchu areas. And a lot of their things are dyed on yellow cloth. So she said, you know, traditionally it would be stitched on a yellow. So I found a yellow that worked. I used the called for DMCs. For finishing, I knew I wanted a flat fold. This is an easel fold. So it stands, has the ribbon in between, so it'll stand up. I thought I wanted some type of traditional Japanese fabric to go with it. So I reached out to Laura and she sent me several like links to Etsy stores that had fabrics, and I chose this pretty pink one. I think it matches my sister. I love the way that like the swirls are traditional, obviously symbols, and there's some in the fabrics. I just love the repeats between the fabric and the design. And then this is a piece of it's a batik, a dark purple batik. I didn't know if I'd be able to find fabric, so I chose a couple of batiks that I was going to mount this on that would have worked, a blue one and a purple one, and I thought the purple kind of framed it out nicely and made it pop off the busier pink background. And I'll put my card out so you can see there's a little more of the fabric on the back. I think it's super pretty. I put a little pocket. I made a little card that says the information of it and who it was made for and who it was stitched by. So this just tucks. And this is just, my pocket is just cardstock, and this is just a journaling card from a paperback. And I just printed the information on my computer. So, but this is my first flat fold finish and my first easel. And I am really happy with the way it came out as well. I think my top looks really nice. Oh, and I made these little pins. Our local jewelry store had these hand-painted porcelain beads that I felt like matched the colors in the stitch, and so I picked those up, and I had these turquoise and pink ones on hand, so I just made a couple of pins, and I glued them in kind of behind the one layer, so you can see they're little pins, but I think those came out super cute too, a really cute little accent. I have quite a few beads. A friend gifted me a bunch of beads and jewelry supplies, so I trying to use them up. Of course, using what, 4 beads isn't going to get through them real quick, but even still, it's nice to have accessories when you want them. So I'm super happy with the way this came out as well. Having fun finishing. It takes a while, but it's really fun. Okay, my next 2 are coordinating pieces. We'll start maybe, well, it doesn't really matter which one we start with, but this one is mine. And this is Red, White, and Blue by Shepherd's Bush. And I bought the kit from Shepherd's Bush. Oh, there it is. Oops. So, the fabric is the called for 10 count Old Tula Canvas Cloth. It came in the kit, and I used the called for overdyes and DMCs that also came in the kit. The frame my husband made out of a small pallet. That's why there's little holes right there, but he made the frame out of a pallet for me. They framed it in a bluish frame. The model was framed in a bluish frame, so I kind of thought I wanted something similar, kind of rusticy blue. So it's just the pallet wood, kind of, you can see a little bit on the back. He stapled across the corners. Since it doesn't have the typical inset, what I did is I made the fabric covered board to go on the back, and then I glued, this piece is glued to the back piece, which is glued to the frame. So it's secured in there, and I put batting behind it and laced it. And then when I was at Shepherd's Bush and got this kit, I knew my mom would love it because we love patriotic and we love sheep, and Shepherd's Bush loves sheep. So I bought my mom a piece of fabric, and there wasn't enough of the overdyes for her. So I gave her what I had. And I mean, she embroiders and whatnot a lot too. So she has lots of floss. So I gave her my leftovers and said, I don't think there's enough for you to use those, but you can match the colors. And this is what she chose. And this, my husband also made her frame, and this is the finish she chose. We used a combination of, mine has a brown stain on it and then blue paint, I believe. It's just a blue latex, like a wall paint. It's actually paint from my dad's office. That's what I wanted for the blue. I knew when we chose that. We lost my dad last year, so I knew I wanted blue, the blue of his office, for the blue in my frame. And so my mom's has the brown with the blue, and then it's got a white stain over it also. She wanted a little different color. Hers is a little more rustic than mine, but I love it. And she has I did a red fabric on the back because I felt like this dark blue didn't look as good with the lighter blue. So she has the cute ball jars. Still a fun patriotic. So these are our red, white, and blues. Super happy with how they came out. I love the frames. I love that my husband can make us frames now. This is going to be awesome for if we need to alter frames also. He'll be good to help us with that. And then I have one final set of FFOs, and it's a set. Oh, I've got the pieces inside. Just a sec. Let me pull them out so I can show you the whole thing. This is the Quilt Bag, also by Shepherd's Bush. It's on an It's So Emma olive green bag. The pattern calls for it on blues. There's the pattern. And it's all done in blues. And they did the navy chenille around the accessory pieces. But I made this for my mom. I actually made it for her for Mother's Day. She's gonna get it today. I had the stitching done by Mother's Day, but I didn't have it finished. It took me a little while to finish. But I bought the kit from Shepherd's Bush, so I got all the cute buttons. There's the 2 spools there, the heart there, and the big tomato down there. She does have a stitch for the tomato if you don't have the buttons. But I love how it turned out, and I'm so excited for her to get it. She has seen it, but she doesn't know it's for her. So we'll see how surprised she is when she gets it. And this is stitched with the pearl cotton. Like I said, I bought the kit, so I used what they said. Because the pearl cotton doesn't like go under the stitches as tightly, like embedded as it does with the fabric, because this is a plasticky bag, I actually knotted. I left a longer tail so I could knot the end of it like over one of the stitches. And when I was done, I knotted that one too. And then I put fray check on all my knots. So as things are sliding in and out of the bag, it's not going to pull on those or like take them out or anything. So I don't know if that's necessary. It's just something I felt like I might want to do to kind of strengthen it. And I did make the accessories that go with it. So I have this cute little tiny pin cushion. This is filled with walnut shells. And it's the same as the bag. It's the same pattern as the bag. And you can see I don't have like the buttons because this doesn't have it. And there's the stitched tomato instead of the other one. And this is some Lady Dot Chenille in Ogden grass. I love that the grain's called Ogden grass since Shepherd's Bush is in Ogden and we're close to Ogden. And I just did a little pillow finish. Just found some fabric from my stash that I thought went well enough. So there's that. And I did sew on my chenille, which is super easy. Probably Vanna Pfeiffer has a tutorial on how to attach the chenille trim, and it went super simple just sewing it on. And I feel a little better having it sewn on. It seems more secure than just gluing, but gluing is fine. I doubt my mom will ever stick pins in this, to be honest, but she could. And then I made the scissor fob. This is also included in the pattern. And I finished it just like in the picture with the chenille around it, knotted at the bottom, knotted at the top. This was supposed to be looped, so it didn't have the knot there, but I didn't notice that until after I had cut it. So, whoops. Same fabric on the back. So, there's the cute. I mean, and these are just some little green snips. I kind of wish I'd gotten a different color because they don't match the best, but it's fine. She can trade out her scissors if she wants to. But I'm super happy with the way that turned out, the cute quilt block and the quilt block names. And it's just so little, like, I mean, there's my finger. It's like half a finger long. So, and this I just stuffed with polyfill. So that'll be a super cute little set for my mom. Like I said, she's going to get it today. That's part of why I wanted to record today. I have her red, white, and blue that I just finished this last week. Kind of finished a few things. Maybe that's why I was also wanting to record today, so I could get these things back to my mom or to my mom, since she doesn't know she even has the quilt things. So those are my fully finished objects. Several, I know. Now we'll get into what I've been working on and what I will be working on. I don't know that I sorted myself the best. Let's see. I didn't sort myself the best. Okay, here we go. And I'm starting from the back, which is probably a horrible idea, but okay. First up is my temperature stitch by Sapphire Mountain Design, or Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. This is my temperature sal. I have finished through July. Don't mind my threads down here. So I'll give you a close-up of the temperatures. So what this does is, the way I'm doing mine is taking the high temperature for the day. I'm using the AccuWeather website. I feel like you can use whatever website you want, just be consistent. So you have the same information. And there are 25 colors. I have 25 instead of the 24 originally assigned. And they are in like 3-degree increments. So the way mine is set up, I have 100 and above, and then it goes 3-degree increments to 32 degrees and below is a color. So if we're super hot or we're freezing, we just get the same color. So you can see July was a hot one, very orangey ready. I love the way it's coming out. Got my frame all set, so I'm good to start August. When I get to it, the flowers down at the bottom, I would like to have done by the end of the year. I've mentioned this in my last episode that I would like to have this whole, because this is all pretty flowers. It kind of fades from the hots to the colds color-wise. And then in here, you put the year in the middle. The one has your name and the other has your location, I do believe. So I'd like to have this whole bottom part finished by the end of before the end of the year, so that in December, I can be fully caught up And on December 31st, after we've hit our high, I can put my last color in, and this will be fully finished in 2023, ready to go. So I have broken up this into 6 sections. So the first section I have done, the next one I'll get done this month, and that way I can kind of keep up with it. I'm keeping up with it monthly, so I don't get to December and in the midst of Christmas and everything, I have to do all of my stitching. And I am just stitching this, not just, but I'm stitching this on some 14 count white Aida that I just had in my stash. It's just a DMC Aida. And I'm using the called for DMCs, except for, like I said, I added one and then shifted the colors a little. So I was working on that every Thursday, so I just had a week to do, but I've kind of fallen off of that specifically, and when I have had a break, I've been working on it, but I have a plan for August. With my plan for August, I have a little different system just for this month, and that might be my plan. Depending on how it goes, it'll be my plan going ahead. So let's do my August start, since this kind of works into my plans also. So my plan, okay, so I don't know what I did in May. Let's just say that. June, I stitched Patriotic, and I did get, I had 4 smalls that I worked on, and I finished 3 of them. I might bring them a different time to show them. And the one I didn't finish, I kind of didn't finish intentionally. Like, I didn't focus on it intentionally because it's on 14 count coffee dyed Aida, so I can stitch on that anytime. If I am using linen or a tighter weave of Aida or Lugana, I need to use the magnifier. Linen, for any linen, I have to use the magnifier. For the Lugana, I can do 28 easily, 25 and 28. 32 and up, it's better with the magnifier. I think I can do 32 without it, but it's easier with it. And same kind of thing, the 18 count Aida I can do without the magnifier, but it's easier with it. So I need projects I can do without the magnifier. I did Patriotic in June, and then in July, I tried to do Christmas in July. And there was an Instagram challenge for 2 weeks in July, and I had my Christmas stitches worked into the prompts, but it didn't work for all of them. And I wanted to work on my anniversary stitch. Oh, I started that in May. I do know that. Oh. So, okay, in May 18th is my anniversary. This year was 4 years we've been married. So I started an anniversary stitch, which I will show, it's in my August plans. And then May 25th was the 1-year anniversary of losing my dad. And so I started a memorial piece for him. And I worked on that through, I think, the end of May. So, and that's also in my August plans. So my anniversary stitch came up in the challenge, and I was just enjoying working on it so much that I wanted to get it done. And I would have had it finished, except for I ran into a color issue with one of the things you'll see. So I didn't get that finished, and I didn't get as much Christmas finished as I would have liked. You'll see the 2 ornaments I did get done and the 2 others that I started when I get to those. So my plan for August, I knew I wanted to start. The Hygge Stitcher was doing a start for Leela Studio Summer Quaker for her birthday, August, and she wanted to start at August 1st. That's for a stitch along. And it's the hashtag Live in the Sunshine Sal. And I knew I wanted to start that pattern. I had bought it in June, I think, and then we went a couple weeks ago, and I ordered the Vicky Clayton silks. And so those had come, and so we went last week or the week before to Shepherd's Bush and got fabric for it. So I was ready to start August 1st. So that's the first thing I have to show you is my, sure I've got my Summer Quaker by Leela Studio. I think it's Leela. That's how I'm hearing people say it these days instead of Lila. Leela Studio. I just love this. I am so in love with nautical themed things. Like I don't even know. We go to Washington State, and there are lighthouses and whatnot there, and but I love the look of them. There are several that I want to do. Live on Little. There's the American Welcome, I think, which is an exclusive right now and not released. And then there's the one from Stitch West, the exclusive from Stitch West from last year that will be coming out, I think, next month. Released next month, and I want that one too. So I'm gonna have a little nautical section, and it's fine, and I may have some pictures of my Washington lighthouses and stuff with it, and I love it. So again, I was in love with the pattern, so I knew I wanted to start that, so I did. And for August, my plan was to do a 5x5, which is 5 projects for 5 days each. I kind of wanted to focus on my bigger projects and see how much progress I can make in 5 days. I feel like I'm a pretty slow stitcher, or I just don't get a whole lot of stitching time in my day. I do stitching after my daughter goes to bed. Usually, if all goes well, I get her to bed about 9 and we go to bed about 11. So I have a 2-hour window. Well, we feed the cats at 9. I have to give my cat his insulin shot at 9:30. So from 9 to 9:30, I work on my yarny stuff. I either crochet or knit for that time. And then, so from roughly 9:30 to 11, I cross stitch. So that's about an hour and a half. So, I mean, I have that hour and a half to focus on one thing, and I just don't feel like I get super far. It's fine. So I wanted to see how much I could get through in the time I have, and then, just kind of focus on these bigger projects. I am a newer stitcher. If you watched my first episode, you know I got back into cross stitching in February with my temperature sal. I bought my first like new patterns kits in March. My birthday's in March, and we went birthday shopping. I do have some older projects. I shared one of those or a couple of those last time maybe. I need to go through my bigger bins and find all the rest of my old projects, and I will do a little show and tell, whip parade, whatever of those at some point, but I need to find them all first. They're kind of scattered to the 4 winds, and that's not cool, but anywho, so 5x5, 5 projects, 5 days each. That's 25 days of the month. That gives you 5 or 6 days to do like what you want to do. So that gives me a few days to work on my temperature sal, and then I figure the rest of the days will go to my Christmas ornaments. But so here is my progress on my right side up. Yes, I am right side up. On Summer Quaker. This is my 5 days. So I started this August 1st per the sal, and sorry, I'm looking for my fabric tag, and I worked on it through last night, which was August 5th. So tonight will be a different project. So this is where I got to. I'm super happy with where I'm getting to. It's of course it's slow going, but one thing about I love Quakers. Oh, the symmetry, the geometric beauty of like these Quaker motifs is just amazing. And I am very much let's see, I started in the corner because I have plenty. I checked my fabric to make sure. And I came down here with this color, and then like I will do everything I can in that color to use up the thread at least. And then I came down and I did the big motif and finished all that color, and there was no more of that one, so I finished. And then I went through and I wanted to finish. I like to also finish the motifs, so I started with this orange, but like I'm not going to do just that one and then put the thread away. So this is the same color, this is the same color, this is the same color, and that's how far I got with that thread. And so then I moved on. I think I went back to this dark blue because this flower wasn't, like this flower outline wasn't finished. And I was able to get that one, that, and then I did the flower topper last night, and that's kind of where I ended. But like, this is done, this is done, this is done. You get little wins, and like this is where the border, a different color, comes from here and goes around for the center motif. This is the outer border as it will go. I was torn about whether to go across to get to the lobster here, or the crab here, or to go down. But when I go down, it's a blue crab. And when we were in Maryland for a wedding 6 years ago, They did a crab boil for their rehearsal dinner, and they're blue crab because we were in Maryland. So I'm excited to get the blue crab in. That one's super exciting for me. Anyway, I'm stitching this on 40 count vanilla latte using the Vicki Clayton silks that I ordered from her. So it's the Victoria Clayton silk conversion. Stitching 1/1, one silk thread over, no, 1/2, 1/1 on 40. What? No, 1/2. One silk thread over 2 linen threads. I went with the 40 because I wanted it to be a little more, like the colors to be more dense. And 36 count's a weird place for me. A lot of people are hardline. 32 below gets 2 strands, 36 above gets 1 strand. 36 can be kind of wonky because sometimes it's a little thin on the coverage, sometimes it's too much for the coverage. So I decided to go 40. So I'm loving it so far. I love my fabric choice. It's a little different. I think it's more, I don't even know, but hers is on a pale color too. So I love it. And this is a needle minder. I'll have to link the shop that it came from. I ordered it on Facebook, the Facebook group Stash Unloading. And she has an Etsy store also, but I ordered it through Stash Unloading, so I don't remember the name of her store, but they're really cute little needle minders. I don't have very many needle minders. I want more. Don't we all? Accessories are fun. So that was my 5 days progress for this. So this is going to go away for the month. I do plan on working on it some more. We'll see where it fits in. I'm not positive where my stitching plans mojo is going to take me. Like I said, I got back into stitching kind of full bore in March. So, I feel like I really haven't had a lot of time to have a ton of whips, and I've done a lot of smalls because I feel like I'm behind on the whole small thing. Plus, as you can see, I now need gifts for everybody. So, and those are usually smalls. So I don't have a lot of big whips that are just kind of hanging out. Like a lot of people, this is pretty, well, mostly my whip parade. I have a few smalls seasonal smalls that I didn't get to. I have 1 Valentine, 1 St. Patrick's, and 1 Easter that are smalls that I didn't get finished. And I'm not working on those actively right now because I have new ones I want to be working on, but I don't have a ton of whips right now. And I have felt like I wouldn't be the kind of person who would start something and just put it away and not touch it for months at a time. But depending on where the stitch takes me, that may be, I don't know. I don't have plans to start anything else big right now, but I will not say anything because, and I don't judge those people to have lots. It's awesome to have variety. I just, when you're new and you don't know what you want, you don't know what you need. I'm going to set this down so I don't have to put everything back. But that doesn't mean you have to see the top of my head. Okay, we'll go next up on my 5x5. So this is what's coming up tonight. And this is in a project bag from Como Stitches. This is the only project bag I currently have. I ordered this one from Como Stitches and I love it. And I got the matching thread bed. It's purple and it's bees and it's beautiful. I love it. And I don't know, I don't buy any more than anybody else, but I feel like since I'm new to stitching, I have to get my stash up and stuff, and I just don't have a lot of extra to be spending on project bags right now. Plus, I can make project bags, and I really want to make project bags, and I have supplies to make project bags, so I would really like to be doing that myself instead of buying a lot, although I love to support the makers and whatnot. So my next pattern and what's coming up tonight is Enchanted Quaker by Luminous Fiber Arts. This was a market release from Nashville Market this year, and I fell in love with it. This was one of the first things I kitted up on my birthday. I knew what I wanted to do. Let's see, she stitched it on Vintage Stormy Night by Zweigart in Classic Color Works Black Coffee. So it's a gray fabric and it's a black modeled black overdyed floss. And I knew from the second I saw this, I wanted a purplish model and a dark purple or a blackish purple floss. And Teri at Shepherd's Bush helped me find perfection, as she does. she's so amazing. If you're ever in Ogden, like Shepherd's Bush it's a dream LNS for me at least. I haven't been to many others, but and this is a bad showing because I'm in the hoop and everything, but whatever, I'm not taking it out because I'm going to be stitching on it tonight. I didn't fully prepare for recording. Anyway, she is amazing. If you like, when we went to get the fabric for Summer Quaker, she probably pulled like 10 different fabrics for me to look at, and it's kind of like, no, not these, not these. She'll put them away. It's like, okay, I'm leaning more towards this, and she'll look at what you're leaning more towards and maybe pull you a couple of others that might work. And she'll give you her opinion if you ask it, but otherwise she just kind of leaves you to, like, you know, figure it out, discuss it amongst yourselves. But I told her what I wanted. She pulled me some things, and the fabric she chose me is this beautiful, beautiful gray purple. It is wrinkly, but I mean, that's modeling in there. Oh, it's gorgeous. It is 32 count flagstone linen by Seraphim. And the floss I am using is, I know what it's called. It's the Gentle Art Witching Hour. And so it is this gorgeous blacky purple perfection. Very blacky purple. And this is where I'm at. I have, like I said, I've got my thingy there, but I've got the upper corner done. Maybe I can show you on the pattern. Not the greatest at this. I have this done, the flower. Oh, I have this over here too. Because I have that cute little spider and the flower, and then I came down and did the Nevermore, and then I'm doing this little bat motif down here. That's where my thread is. I worked on this. One day I just wanted to work on something. Let's see. Where's an area where the variegation shows through? It's got lighter areas. I don't readily see any, but it does, where it almost looks like a little bleached, but anywho, and it's not looking super purpley black, but it is, and it's beautiful, and it's perfect, and I love it. And I have hanging thread, and this needle minder came from Shepherd's Bush. I don't know who made it or whatever. I wasn't keeping track of all that, but so this will be picked up today, and that bat I think is the bottom. Yes, so this motif is the bottom. So I'll be able to, well, I won't be cutting it that way. I have some that'll be cut off when I finish it, but not enough to be trimming it up. But I'm super excited to get back to this. And the novel stitcher Katie started a stitch along. I think it's just hashtag enchanted Quaker Sal. She started last month or the month before, maybe. So I'm joining in on that. I just didn't get back to it until, I mean, I'd started before she started. Oh my goodness, this dangling thread. Anyway, I'm super excited about this one. I'll show it better next time. And I probably have lots of extra fabric over here too, which does not make me sad at all because I love this fabric. And we'll see how far I get on that. I'll try to take a picture after this. We'll see. It probably won't be a great one just because, you know what, I'll have to take it out of the frame for that. Here, let me take it out. Oh, you guys. Because I want progress pictures for my 5x5. I think that's so fun. Missy from Two Needles Pulling Thread does that when she does multiple days on a project and just puts them in, posts them on Instagram like as a little, you know, like a slideshow. Here we go. Let's see. Scooch over stitch marker. Oh, I have double dangling thread, or yeah, dangling threads. Oh, goodness. Ever the professional. And I'm not pressed. There we go. Oh, look at that. Oh, see, I'm glad I did this. You guys need to see it. No, it's beautiful glory. Oh, that's lovely. See there, that spider makes me laugh. He has a little bit of that. I don't know if you can see. Yep, you can see it in his body if you look right there. It's a little bit almost kind of brownish-ish, but it's not brown. But it's kind of the bleachy. So this is as tall as it is. So this is where I am right now. We'll see how far I get after my 5 days of stitching. Oh, I'm super excited. This is one I really, really want done. So this will be back next month for sure. And I would like a classy piece of fabric, but I just put this, I've seen where people have like official ones. This is just a piece of scrap like muslin. But you put it over your stitching, so as you're sliding your Q-snaps on and off, you're not snagging on your stitches. And again, I didn't have pretty ones. My edges aren't finished, but I just grabbed a piece of fabric, cut it off, put it on there so that it wasn't getting hurt. So this is next up in my 5x5. Okay, stay there. All right, my third one for my 5x5 is, stay. This is my dad stitch that I started in May. And I'm really excited to get back to this one too, because in this one I really want to get done. So this might be, I don't know if I'm going to stick with, I think I might stick with the 5x5 format just because I like to touch a lot of things, but we'll see how, if I'm making progress on things or not. This is from the Sweet Land of Liberty book by Blackbird. And I'm doing Salute to Abigail. And, oh, it's on page, I know what page is that. It is, there's some charty stuff here. There it is. And I was inspired to do this as a like memorial piece for my dad by Missy, again, of Two Needles Pulling Thread. She's doing this as a tribute for the members of her family that have served in the armed forces, and she is replacing the alphabet with their initials. I am doing this as a tribute memorial piece for my dad. And so down here, and she's doing her husband's service information down here. So I'm going to do my dad's. It'll be R. Irwin and then his dates of service. My dad served in Vietnam. So those dates, his dates of service will go over here. And then what I'm doing for the alphabet, or what I've chosen to do for the alphabet, because the colors are kind of mixed between the red and the blue, is I am doing the initials of my immediate family members in the blue, and just leaving the other ones in the red. So it actually is kind of looking very similar to the way this is, the style of this. I don't know if you didn't realize what I was doing. If you would fully, like just looking at this and looking at that, you would realize I made a change. But because this has 10 blue letters and 16 red letters, and we had 9 initials. So I have 9 and 17, and they did 10 and 16. So it is very similar. And mine ended up, they're ending up kind of clustered like these are too. So, I do have my fabric information. I wasn't sure. So here is where I'm at. And this one I bought a 11 by 11 Q snap. I love the 8 by 8s. It's a great size for me. But I also, I don't have one. I haven't shown you one yet. I also like Nerd Hoops, but I like those for smaller projects. Anyway, this fits, like the whole pattern I think fits in the 11 by 11 frame. So that's why I got the bigger size, so that I didn't have to move it. Like my Quaker is going to have to be moved anyway. I might get another one and play with like an 8 by 11 to have a rectangular. I kind of like that I can rest this, like as I'm stitching, I can rest it on my, I guess my belly, and not have the weight of holding it. Anyway, this was charted in silks, and I wanted to do it in silks. But Shepherd's Bush, I guess, doesn't have a huge stock of silks. They have lots, but they only have a couple different kinds. So they didn't have the silks that were called for. It's kind of funny. The only one they had that was called for was the red, and I did not like that red. It was very orangey, bricky, burnt looking, and I didn't love it. It didn't like scream patriotic to me. So my silks are a mess. There's just 4 colors in this. And so I have Myrrh Blue by Classic Colorworks Belle Soie, Gloriana Ecru for the cream color. My red is Classic Colorworks Belle Soie Cranberry. And then my navy is the Thread Gallery Silken Colors Midnight Cobalt. It's looking very like blackish there, but there's my silks. And my fabric is 36 count Creek Bed by R&R linen. So, and that's how far I've gotten from my start. I started this on May 23rd and I worked on it a little bit then. I know I worked on it on the 4th of July. That was my patriotic stitch, was my dad's stitch. And you can see the A is one of our initials, the C, D, E are our initials, the R, S, T. I want to get the alphabet across. So when I pick this is the third of my 5x5 pieces. So when I pick this one back up, it looks like I was working on, again, I like to finish off my threads. I might finish off over here with that, but I want to get my borders all the way across, but I want to get my alphabet all the way across. I want to see all my letters. So I think the alphabet might be next, but I also don't want to leave the border till the end because it does go all the way around the whole piece, and that can be a lot of just the leaves and these little flowers because it's lots of starts and stops. I am stitching one silk thread over 2 linen threads, 1/2. Again, this is the 36 where it's a little, you can see it's a little less coverage with the 1/2. And sorry, on my Enchanted Quaker, it's a 32 count linen and I am stitching 2 threads over 2 floss threads over 2 linen threads. So here's where I'm at so far. Really excited. I think this is beautiful. I can't wait to have this finished and framed, and I'm not positive right now if it's going to be at my house or if it's going to be at my mom's for right now. I have an idea of a display I would like to do with this and some of my dad's stuff, so it might go to my mom's house for a bit with his flag because he had military honors at his funeral. So there's that. And like I said, this will be my third 5x5 piece. And I'm really excited to see how far I can get on that in 5 days because this is one I really, really, really want to get finished. It's very, sentimental and important to me. So, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a beautiful pattern. And my colors are working out beautiful. Again, Teri is a genius. Teri, and I think Tina helped with that one too. Tina pulled some of the silks. Okay, next up is my anniversary piece. This will be the next in my 5x5. Let's see what we've got in here. And right now I am just using these. I bought a bunch of these zipper pouches off Amazon. I bought a big thing of multicolors and I just kind of choose the color of zipper that goes with the pattern that I decided goes with the pattern. Okay, so for my anniversary piece, I chose, and I believe I showed this last time, this is Forever Love by Silver Creek Samplers. We got married in my parents' backyard, and they have a big vinyl fence that runs along the back of their property, and I just wanted it to be a little decorated without being too decorated, so I made big posters that were the Corinthians 13, the love is patient, love is kind. And so we got them printed 16 by 20. That's the biggest paper print or cardstock print you can do without it being a poster, so they were cheaper that way. Thank you, FedEx or whoever printed them for me, because I wanted them bigger, but they're like, well, if you can deal with this size. And I bought foam core from the Dollar Tree, and so it's black. It was on black foam core. My mom found this beautiful purple metallic wrapping paper that we used for a lot of decorations for the wedding. So it had the black with the purple metallic matte, and then the white with the black printing of the Corinthians, and it was, you know, like love is patient, love is kind, love, you know, on the fence thingies. So when I saw this one that is like an abbreviated version of that, I thought it was beautiful and perfect, and it's got our, you know, you have your initials and the year down here, and this would be a perfect anniversary piece. I really wanted one, and so I found this one, but these colors are not our colors. It's pretty, it's nice, it's just not us. Our colors were purple, black, and gray, or silver. So again, the genius of Teri. Where is my, okay, here's my floss. So we have, and there's some things you figure out as you go through the pattern, because we didn't, like, she pulled the original colors and we went through and kind of matched them. So but I didn't realize that some of the colors were used in the same places. So for the dark, we have Weeks Dye Works mascara and Weeks Dye Works mulberry. So it's used in, where's my picture? It's the big words love and never ends, but it's also the dark that's in these hearts and some of the flowers. And so on the words, I used the mascara, but on all the hearts and the flowers, I used the mulberry, so that they're just purple and the words are the black. The medium purple is Purple Haze by Weeks. The light purple is Misty Harbor by Gentle Art. The green for the leaves on the roses is Weeks Kudzu. And then for the other words, we chose Palomino, which is a nice variegated gray, another Weeks. And then there was a cream, and it called for an overdyed. We ended up using 3866. That's just for the seagulls. And I found a yellow. There was a gold. There's gold in the, they use gold for their rings. We wanted a silver, so we have the DMC metallic E168, because our rings are, mine are sterling silver, and his is a black titanium, so we wanted a silver instead of a gold down here. Well, the gold is what was used for the beaks on the birds, so I just pulled a gold from something else. I think it's from my Christmas ornaments. It was a classic colorwork. So we have the pretty purples and greens, and I have the top part of this done. Let's scooch up my, so here you can see all those beautiful colors working together. So pretty. It's so perfect too. I am so in love. So the whole top part's finished. I just have the band at the bottom. But if you can see in these hearts, they go dark, medium, light, dark, medium, light, and the medium and the light don't have a lot of variegation. And like this is a medium and light rose, and it's not super defined as to the variegation. Like these are dark and medium roses. This one's another medium and light. And this is done with, the whole background is filled with the medium, and then the light does your initials. And it wasn't going to show up. You wouldn't be able to see our initials well enough. So we wanted another color. We went back and we got, where did it go? Oh, it's right here. I dropped it. We ended up, we looked at a bunch of variegated colors and stuff. We ended up going with DMC 3743. So this is the light color that we're gonna use, I'm gonna use, and it'll go be set with that. So we think this will pop much better. And it's just a pale purple. It's looking kind of grayish or something on camera, but it's a very pale purple. So I think that'll pop a little better against that medium for our initials. So when I hit this on the 5x5, I'll be finishing up that bottom band. And then this will be done. However, I got looking at, I think it was when Primrose Cottage had their patterns on sale. I was flipping through their paper patterns, and I saw this Silver Creek sampler, which says, "And so together they built a life that they loved." And we got from Hobby Lobby 2 big painting things that say, "And so together they built a life they loved." And we have two big like picture frame, they're window pane picture frames. So they look like big windows, but the pictures go in the window panes. And we bought those for decorations for our house, but we used them for decorations at the wedding. Like we bought them with intention for both. And so another anniversary piece that's something that was from our wedding. So I'm going to do this in the same color. So like the together will be in the mascara, the birdhouse is in shades of blue, mine will be in shades of purple. My birds will somehow, I'm not positive what I'm doing with the birds exactly, but like the leaves on here will still be my green. My wording will be in my purples. There's a heart there that'll be in my purple. And then like the wording down here will be in the gray, like my other wording is. So it seems like a super simple, perfect conversion. So if in my 5 days I get the bottom of that one done, I will start this one. And these are both being stitched on 32 count platinum Lugana. That was just the color we liked best with the fabric we liked best with our colors, so that's what we chose. So next will be, oh, Built on Love. So yeah, I'm excited to have 2 pieces finished that'll be anniversary pieces. I love them. And this one I am stitching with a nerd hoop because it, at least the Forever Love fits in the nerd hoop. So I really like the feel of the nerd hoops. They're easier for me to hold. They hold well for me. I like the rectangular area instead of the circle area. I feel like it's more efficient. So anyway, those are my anniversary pieces. So that's the 4th in my 5x5. And then, oops, stay, don't fall. The 5th will be a new start. This is all kitted up and ready to go. And it is the Honeybee Quaker by Primrose Cottage. This was from their Sip and Stitch box that I got one of. I was super excited and I love it. I literally like squeed when I opened it and the little header card said Honeybee Quaker. I was like, what? I love Quakers and I've wanted to do their bee stitches for a while. So a bee Quaker is like the most perfect. And the Sip and Stitch came with the cute mug that matches. It came with the finishing kit to do the pillow. So I'm going to do it, finish it just like they did. And I've got it came with the flosses. So I dropped my flosses. And I make my own floss drops out of boxes. These happen to be Girl Scout cookie boxes. Thin Mints. I used Chantel's, from Chantel's 141 design. She did a tutorial on, she does cereal boxes, but and I think she tries to cut all the cute parts, but like I cut all the parts. There's the girls, but like that one's kind of boring. That one's another. These boxes aren't sized very well for this, so I think I only get like 4 out of a box. So I have 2 sets because somebody ate 2 boxes of Thin Mints. Anyway, I have my flosses all dropped, and I did get the 25 count white Lugana that they call for, and I think I got a full fat quarter just because if I want to do the other bee stitches, I'll probably want to do them. I also want to try stitching 1/1 on 25 count Lugana, see how that goes. I have an idea of something I want to do. I kind of want to see the Lori Holt stitch cards on the 25 count 1/1. So this will be stitched 2/2. So I'll be starting that as the 4th of my 5x5s. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is the 5th. This is the last of my 5x5s. So then I have my days that are left over, which I have my temperature sal, and then I have Christmas ornaments. And just one sec, because my finished ornament is over here. I put it in the pile of my things. So I have 2 different sets of ornaments that I want to do this year, and I started for Christmas in July. And the first is the Polar Plunge series by Hands On Design. And let's see, I think I have him on the back. The first one I did is Whale Hello There. And he is right here. And these are stitched on the called for 32 count Polar Plunge by Fabrics by Stephanie. and I'm using the called for Classic Colorworks flosses. So I have my fabrics cut and sewn. I zigzag around the edges to try to minimize the fraying. They still fray, but they're gonna stop. I usually cut those off, but of course I didn't. But this guy's all done. Super cute. I love those little krill that he's gonna eat. And I bought the finishing boards from Chantel's 141 design, and I believe I'm going to get the Lady Dot rickrack to go around them. I want to support everybody that was supporting this charity project. There's my flosses looking all ratty because they've been shoved in a bag. And then I have started the Polar Peak. The little bear. See, he fits in a nerd troop. See if they're smaller. I like the nerd troops a lot for smaller projects. I think they make a smaller, like a 6x6 Q-snap, but for smaller it feels like having that fatty on there would be tough, and I really like the nerd troops too. They do leave more of a mark than the Q-snaps. So, but like with something like this, it doesn't matter because it's outside of any area that'll be anything. So I just got a little start on him. So I'd like to get, my hope is to finish one a month now. I finished the one in July, August, September, October, November, December. There are 6 of them. That would put me at 6. I'd like to have them done before December. So I might need to get I might need to refigure my next 6x6 or 5x5. But anyway, so this one will be getting some more work on it at the end of the month. Oh, let's get my other patterns in there. Actually put that one away. And then the other set of ornaments I am working on are for my mom. My mom loves Santas. My mom loves lots of stuff. Christmas. My mom loves Christmas. But Santas are a big thing. She has a huge Santa collection. And between her kitchen and dining room, she has that kind of partial wall where there's a gap between the ceiling. And she has cute stuff up there for year round. But every Christmas we take it all down and it's full of Santas. Maybe I'll have to show you this year when she gets it like put together. When we get it put up, my husband puts it up because you have to be up on the ladder and it's kind of scary, and he's very patient with her as far as like, well, can you shift him a little this way or that way or whatever. Anyway, Santas and nutcrackers. That's my mom's other thing, is nutcrackers. She collects nutcrackers. But when I saw the somebody showed one of the Charmed Santa Faces, series 2, and I love these swirly, they all have the swirly beards, and they're beautiful. So these are from Mill Hill, and I bought the kits. There are 6 in this series as well. So I finished this one, Twinkle Claws. My daughter picked him to be the first one. I don't have him cut out yet, but the stitching and the beading are all done. So there's his hat, and there's his beautiful face. It's like a chart, but you can kind of see some of the sparkle in there. The hat was tricky. I wasn't sure I was going to love this because all of these green beads, and then the bugle beads, the long ones, they all went straight up and down. So they were a full X through the bead to get them to go straight. The rest of the beads that are in the middle there and all the white beads are on a slant, so they're only a half stitch through the bead, which is so much faster and easier. And this went super quick. This took me a while, and it was kind of hard on my hands to get it because you got to kind of zhuzh it to get it nice and tight on there. Super cute. So I need to cut these out, and I think I'm going to wait to finish them. I want to watch, I've heard Vonna Pfeiffer has a really good tutorial for how she finishes her Mill Hills, and I believe she uses like layers of mat board that she cuts and then like paints the edges or something fun so they're cute and finished. So I'd like to finish them something like that. So I'm just waiting until the end to finish all of them. So the next one I started is charming Santa. And let's see. I have, oh, looks like I've done part of both. Oh, I know what I did. So I started on the hat, and I have some dangling threads here because I want to move them, but so I started on the hat, and I did all the stitching on the hat, and I think I went over to the face and did all the stitching on the face, and then I started beading, but I started beading on the hat because I really wanted to, like, there were quite a bit of, like, because these red ones are beads, so I had a lot of gaps in here. You can kind of see, like, all this red check is red beads. But as you're sorting through the beads, there are a lot of cream beads because that's what Santa's face is. So I decided I would go back and do Santa's beading instead to get all those cream ones out of the way and lessen the creams that I'm picking through to try to find the other colors. So here is Santa's face. The stitching is all done and the beading is about half done. And I love his hair. The other guy doesn't have the hair over here. Like this, and then of course the swirly, and it goes kind of around the outside, borders it, and then he's got the fun beaded eyebrows, and he'll have a mustache also, the loopy mustache like this guy has. They have you do these loopies, so he'll have a loopy mustache too. So I'm probably at least halfway finished with the beading on the face, and I'm not halfway done with the beading on the hat, but like I said, the bag of beads is a ton of, it's just like a sea of, it's actually looking a little better now, but like it's a sea of cream beads. So I figured if I got a bunch of those out of the way, it'd be a lot easier to pick out some of those reds to get that hat done. So, and I do have a tacky bill. Mine's a bill, I believe, that I'm using. When I started the charm, the first one, when I got it, and I poured all the beads into here, and they sat for probably 3 or 4 months, and they were a little sticky when I put them on. So I'm trying to be a little more selective. As you can see, I did not dump all my beads in. I'm kind of trying to pour some in, which is another reason why I wanted to use up the cream, because I don't want them sitting on my sticky for a long time. So I'm kind of pouring them out in little bits. And there are a few cream ones in there. These are green ones that were kind of funky from the last one, so I need to throw those away. But so I don't have them sitting for a very long time. This is another project because it's on the perforated paper. It's one that I can do without a magnifier or anything, so I can do this anytime on the go. I'll be able to do my honeybee Quaker that way also. So this will be my one. Again, I want to do one a month, but I had hoped to finish 2 of each in July. So, but I didn't because I got going on my anniversary stitch. So something may have to give at some point, but anyway, that's my 5th and my 5x5, and that's everything I brought to show you. So my plans for August are Summer Quaker, 5 days, which is done. 5 days of Enchanted Quaker, which starts tonight. Oh, and then I didn't mention with my temperature sal, I think I'm going to do, like, I'll do my 5 days of Enchanted Quaker, and that'll be 10 days, and then I'll do a day of temperature, because that'll break the temperature up into 3 kind of chunks. So it'll be 3 days of temperature stitching, and then that will leave me, what month will be in August? Has 31 days, so that'll leave me with 3 days of Christmas stitching, which is not enough to get both of those done, but I might be able to squeeze some in here and there. I'm also not counting the fact that I'm going camping for 3 days this month. So, but my daughter starts school near the end of the month, so I will have a little more daytime, so maybe I can get caught up on a couple things at that point. I'm not sure. She's starting kindergarten, and I don't know if I'm ready. She's been in preschool for 2 years, but it feels like kindergarten's such a big leap. Anyway, Summer Quaker, 5 days, done. Enchanted Quaker, 5 days. Oh, my dad stitched 5 days. Honeybee Quaker, no, anniversary, 5 days. Honeybee Quaker, 5 days. Ornaments, temperatures, sal. So those are my 7 projects that I want to get progress on this month. It's kind of sad. I don't know that I'll have any finishes. Oh, I should have at least one ornament finish. At least one, right? Yeah. And who knows? I have a camping stitch that I started when we went camping Memorial Day. That's our first camping trip of this season usually. And I started a stitch for that. So I'll be working on that when we go camping. So I may have that to bring next time. I have my Freedom truck that I could be working on while camping. Those are both on coffee dyed Aida, so I don't, and they're DMCs, so I don't mind taking them camping. I thought this would be a quicker video because I wasn't showing you as much, but apparently I showed you a lot, and I didn't even touch haul or anything like that. I've been picking stuff up here and there. I didn't keep it separate. I will do better from now on. I would like to record at least once a month, let you know how my August goes with my plans, and then what I'm planning for September. I don't have any other like really big new starts planned right now, but I think in September I would like to do some Halloween smalls. My mom picked some she might like, and so I think that's where we're at. So again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for checking me out. Thank you for coming back if you came back. It's uncharted territory for me, so very exciting territory, but very uncharted. I'm just not used to having so many people see what I do, and it's exciting, and I'm happy, and I would love to hear from any of you, or not, I understand. Like and subscribe if you want to, no pressure. It's all good. I'm great with where I am. If I can get on a more regular schedule, I really would like to maybe do some giveaways. I have some floss that I've picked up for giveaways. I'm looking at making some bottle cap needle minders that I would make some for giveaways, and maybe some project bags. If I get my project bag making figured out, I could do some of those. So we'll see. We'll see where the month takes me. So again, thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you at the end of August for a little August recap and see my progress I made and what I get done and what's working for me, what's not, and what I may want to do in September. Okay, we will see you then. Have a rosy ray day. Bye.